So our next one up, an Ariel Atom. If you're not familiar with the Ariel Atom, well, just go Google it. Basically, as you see what it is, it has a Honda K24 engine in it. And this one is supercharged with a Merc racing kit. So I got it loaded up, strapped to the dyno. As I will say, if I was blindfolded doing these, it's the same motor that's in a 9th gen Civic, you know, pretty much, and it's on Honda at a Flash Pro. As you can see, it is plugged in right there. Originally going back, customer contacted us, needed a tune. He paid for the tune, and I sent him a base map. Well, we got another shop emailed us and said, hey, this car's at our shop. You know, can you send us the base map? So I was dealing with that other shop. I will also mention, I mentioned it before, but if you do own a shop and you're looking for a private label tuner in a sense where you outsource the work to me, I do work with a lot of shops. This instance, this was a shop I didn't work with before, and everything went perfect. Had a real, you know, real nice back and forth with the shop owner. What else am I forgetting? I did a couple revisions too for him to make sure everything was good before it came down. He actually was able to build a little bit of boost. He sent data logs. So I'm not expecting too many issues with this car. Of course, you know, we'll see. Besides, I did forget, I have a pair of racing shoes that I like to wear in cars like these. So I'll just be taking my shoes off, and I have clean socks on today. I always have clean socks on. But to me, at least, I like to be able to feel the pedal, and the brake pedals are super close on these cars. I've done a few of these cars, and I do a lot of remote tuning for these guys too. So if you have an Ariel Atom and you need somebody, well, reach out. Definitely help you out. I'm gonna get on it. I'll come back with some updates, and we will go from there. So I am sitting inside, dialing this thing in. Everything's going so far so good. You can see my clean socks. I did wear clean socks today. Like I said though, my socks are always clean. Not the first time I've been on the dyno with no shoes. And as you can see, it's a little tight. Your hips start to hurt after a little bit. That's the least of my problems today. I'm actually trying to lose a little weight anyways as it is. So, but here's an inside view, of course, if you've never seen one of these. So this is what my office view looks like today. It's not super hot. We're getting a couple cool days here, which is nice. And then I will say too, and I think it's more so guys that are not maybe, you know, in the automotive field, or you know, they see the car from, you know, just like on the outside. A lot of guys think these cars are more complicated or, you know, monsters in a sense when it comes to power. You know, don't get me wrong. The way he has this set up, it's going to make power. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of guys think like these cars should be making like 500 horsepower. The guys that are not, I want to say, into the car scene stuff. 500 horsepower in this car would not only be unreal, it would pretty much probably be undrivable in a sense, because you have to imagine how much this thing weighs. So his power goal that he wants is very reasonable. As I do in all my dyno videos, I don't know if he wants that broadcasted everywhere, so out of the respect for him, I'm not going to say how much power he should be making. That's you know, that's his stuff to figure out if he wants to tell people. Besides that, I'm going to get back into it. You'll see some wide open throttle pulls. I'll come back and share some data logs and talk some more and go from there. Hopefully whenever you're watching this, you're having a good day, or you had a good day if it's after work and all that fun stuff. I will add before I forget, there's the engine compartment behind me. It's definitely a little bit different having the engine behind you and hearing all that stuff right there. You know, nonetheless. And I will add, there's some covers that we took off that I'll do a video and a recap afterwards, and you'll see how the covers look when they're on as well. So, you know, just figured I'd share you the, you look behind you to switch lanes and you got your engine right there. As I'm climbing out the car here too, I figured I wasn't standing up on the dyno lift itself. Show you a little bit of the suspension. Do another video of my socks. Just kidding, just kidding. I am still barefoot. My shoes are, when I hop down here, I'll put those on. But yeah, that's it. So the radiator's underneath. You can pop these off fairly quickly, within seconds, and get to all that other stuff. The radiator lines, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, yeah, you can see them. They're right there. Radiator's up front. And if you didn't see our other video, we got another Ariel atom. I'll show you really, really quickly. Here's the other Ariel atom, and this one is actually a Resvani. If you're not familiar with that too, well, go to Google and Google Resvani Beast. This one was actually featured on Jay Leno's Garage. I did a quick video on our channel before. I'll link it down below if I remember. If not, just search on our channel for this vehicle. We're doing a lot of stuff right now to it. I still want to do a dedicated video to this setup, so I don't want to get too involved. There's a lot of stuff that we're fixing on this vehicle, let's just say. We'll leave it at that. So this one is all wrapped up. I wanted to show you guys with all the covers back on. The only other thing, you know, I'll make a mention to him, is I would like to see the intake a little bit longer. I understand space is a constraint. If there's some way to get it over here and come out over here, maybe build, you know, like a nice duct or something. Besides that, not only did we meet his power, make the power that he wanted, we actually made a little bit more. Now I will also add, speaking in on the tuning side of things, a couple things, and I hear this comment a lot in emails or in person. His car is not pushed to the limits. When I tune, I'm finding where that limit is at, and then I tone it down a little bit. Unless it is a full-out race car and we're trying to push the max limit, and then you know the consequences that something could happen because it is racing, you know, and we get to that point, then I'm pretty much, you're either next to the dyno, we're talking about real big race cars, or, you know, I have you on the phone and, hey, this is what it's making, should we keep pushing it? I don't tune where I'm just trying to brag about numbers like some other shops do. If you go on my YouTube channel, you go on my Facebook, you go on Instagram, you're going to see I don't post a lot of dyno numbers because, in a sense, to me, I feel like it's like a sales tactic. Like, look at these numbers, I know what I produce. And speaking on that too, I will say in the one clip, you're going to see a clip where I'm getting on and off and, getting on it and then letting off. I've been reading a lot in these Facebook groups where these other tuners are just tuning wide open throttle and they're calling it a day. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, are you not taking any pride in your work, your craftsmanship? It's just crazy to me. All I can say is it has to be just laziness. So that's what I was trying to capture in that clip. And I will add too, every car here, unless it's a full out race car, unless it's, the cam is so large where it doesn't even want to idle, talking about like V8s and whatnot. You should be able to hop in this car right now. You can blindfold yourself, imagine yourself driving it. It's going to feel like a Civic. It's going to drive like it drove from the factory, plus the power. That's my goal. When you get in these cars, you're not, stepping on the throttle, partial throttle, and it's jerky and it's, back and forth because the other tuner didn't finish that portion. It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. And I can only say it just comes down to pure laziness. But you can get in this car. I don't know if he drives it on the street. It does have a license plate on it. I don't know how long how road trips he takes with it. But this thing is going to feel like a stock Civic plus the power that he has, of course, because it's supercharged. And that's the goal. That's the goal with every car here. So, I don't know if this will be the final video of this segment, but I did want to get you the final clip with the outside on. And besides that, that's pretty much it. I'll be back for the next clip. So we have a 2014 Honda Accord in here for some general maintenance. I want to give you guys a quick little rundown of what we do and what we offer here as far as the general maintenance goes. And I want to make sure I kind of get off of doing videos where it's kind of repetitive, where it's constantly dyno stuff. So I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. This vehicle originally came in. They believe they were having a wheel bearing issue. So we diagnosed that portion while it was in here for that. We do a full hole inspection on the vehicle. We print up the maintenance records, or not the maintenance records, the maintenance schedule, which tells us at what point in mileage things should be replaced. We also do little checks where on this one we saw that she barely has any oil. So let me see if I can get this. Yeah, there you go. So there's barely, I don't even know if there's any oil on there. So barely any oil on the dipstick. So we're gonna let her know we recommend an oil change, of course, right now. If for some odd reason, it's been done recently, but let's just say someone didn't fill it up correctly, then we could just top it off. Anything else too that we're looking for that catches our eye, we're gonna let the customer know, and be in communication with you guys and girls. We have all prices for you ahead of time. We get your okay, and if you can't afford something at the time, that's perfectly fine as well. We always tell people though, hey, in a couple months, we do recommend, not going past a certain point with this. Let's say you're due for a timing belt or a timing chain job and you can't afford it right now. That's perfectly fine. I understand. We get it. We're going to tell you though, hey, don't go too long. If you could wait a couple months, okay, but pay close attention or don't forget that needs to be replaced. What we're trying to avoid is you taking the vehicle out of here, and let's say the timing chain on this is 100, I know I could be off, but 105,000 miles it should be replaced. And let's just say you have 104,000 miles. So you're coming up to the timing chain job and it's just a bad time for you. You've been hit with bills, unexpected bills, let's say. We're going to tell you, hey, don't go too long with this. Or what we do here every now and then too is, well, I'm just looking to sell the car. That's fine. Sell the car quickly. But keeping it in mind that if you keep the car for 4, 5 months, 8 months, 10 months, you're gonna wanna pay attention to certain stuff, such as the timing chain, because if that were to break, or the timing belt, well, you could risk your motor, your engine, whatnot, because it's an interface setup. So we like to be very, very transparent with customers. We like to be very thorough with how we explain stuff. And at times when we're explaining stuff to car guys, we'll either say, hey man, you probably already know this, but we're gonna still explain it to you because we don't know if you do. We wanna be on the same page. That's our goal. We wanna take care of your car, not just while it's here. We wanna look, and keeping in mind, sorry, the FedEx guy was rocking out. Keeping in mind more so the future of your car as well. And at times we get cars in here that they come in for such work, whatever it is, we get it up on, the lift, the rack, and let's just say we notice that there's a huge part of the frame rusted out, complete hole in it. We're gonna call you up and say, hey, I don't know if you wanna invest any more into this car. This is a thing where I was always raised and taught it's not just about selling something. I don't run my business on that practice. It's about looking out for your customer, your client's best interest. And that's how it's been since day one. So we're actually gonna call the customer, see if she wants to do the wheel bearing. We got a couple other things that we noted on the vehicle. So we'll see if it's something that she wants to address now. And if I don't do a follow-up, well, I don't do a follow-up. If I do, you're gonna see me again on this car. So I just want to do a follow-up here. Got to go ahead to do the wheel bearings. She was not happy because her oil was just recently changed at a dealership 6,000 miles ago. So we're going to do the oil change. We're going to top off her windshield wiper fluid at no charge. We also noticed the brake reservoir is a little low, so we're going to top that off, no charge as well. As I said, little stuff like that, we're looking out for you. It's not about making, I don't know, how much brake fluid is that going to cost me? How much is windshield wiper fluid, if it's low, going to cost me? It's not about nickel and diming here. I don't run my business. I've never ran my business like that. So we're going to do the wheel bearings. I don't think I'm going to get a video on the wheel bearings, at least maybe on this portion, video clip or whatever. If I do, I do. If I don't, well then I don't. So this one is a wrap. Now, when we took off, I don't know if it was this side or the other side, but when we took off the caliper, one side was leaking from the caliper. So we alerted the customer ASAP. She gave us the green light on a new caliper, the brake pads, and the rotors. Now, let me get inside. It's a little windy out here. So, I don't know if you watch my videos, if you ever catch me. I'm very passionate when I speak and what I do. Sometimes I don't notice and pay attention to the actual camera, so I don't want to be like filming the ground. But what I was trying to get at more so is, this is why it's very important to have a good relationship with your mechanic, the shop that you're taking it to, and to have a good relationship with your customers. There's stuff when we're doing a project, job, whatever you want to call it, that we can't predict. We couldn't foresee that the caliper was going to be leaking. We didn't see it beforehand. We only noticed it when you actually took the caliper off. Now I will add, I know how some shops are. I know the stigma with mechanics. When I got into this well over 20 years ago, going on 25, it was always to break that stigma. I know mechanics get a bad rep, and I know some mechanics, for good reason, they get a bad rep. If you go on Google, you look at our reviews, I encourage everybody, no matter what you're doing, even if you're not going to an automotive shop, if maybe you need your gutters cleaned or you need your roof repaired, do your research and your homework and look what those reviews really say about that shop. I'm very proud about our reviews. I know some other companies will pay for reviews, and you can see that. You go to our reviews and they're people are speaking from their heart, and that's what we want. Not only do, of course, we want your business, but we want to gain your trust. We want to have a continued long-term relationship with you. And I'll add this too, as I've been doing this for over the years, I don't want to say that, there's some people in the past where, let's just say you call us up and we're in the middle of a job and you say, hey, can you just put some air in the tires too? And we forget. It's not like we purposely did that. We're all humans. If there's ever a point where you come to my shop and you feel for whatever reason you're not happy, come and talk to us. Talk to me. I train my staff the way that I would want them, that everybody to be treated. I actually train my staff to a point where if I were to pass away, the shop will still run itself exactly how I want it and exactly how I pictured it from day one. So hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. And if there's, of course, ever a bad taste in your mouth for whatever reason, come and talk to me like I said. And if it's ever to a point, we've had this every now and then, you kind of get it with, customers that are just, they're penny pinching in a sense. If you feel like you can't trust us, I don't want your business. I truly don't. I don't want anybody coming here that doesn't fully trust us, that doesn't give us their keys, and I want you to go home after you hand me the keys and your vehicle's safe and sound. We have your best interests in mind. And it's not just about making every single last dollar. So, thanks for watching. I want to add one more thing because I love to talk and I forget stuff that I have up here. I'm involved with everything here. So just because you don't speak to me, whether you pick up your car or on Messenger or emails or whatever it is, I see everything. And you got to ask yourself, or just kind of think about it in a sense, Jeff Bezos, however you pronounce his name, you think he's shipping every single package out from Amazon? Name another big guy. My job here is to oversee everything in a sense, to make sure everything's running like it should, to make sure such and such in this department's doing their job. So just because you might not see me or speak to me in person or in an email, you don't got to worry. I see everything. And I train my staff really, really well, and they know my expectations. And, at the same time, getting a little bit older, got some gray hairs, but at times I still can walk circles around some of the young guys here, and they don't know how I keep up at times. So hopefully I got everything that I wanted to. If not, there's another video. There's more videos later on. Thanks for watching.